Hello everybody, welcome back to another 3-card read. This one is specifically on what Spirit wants to give you for a pep talk. If you're feeling anxious or stressed or you're not sure what to do and you've got all this energy inside you, you know what it is that Spirit really wants you to know and wants you to hear, okay? So I've got 3 cards to choose from. The first one is this one. It says number 13. What do I want and why do I want it? The second one is number 31. I can have money and freedom too. And the third one is number 17. The law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. Okay, so you've got pile 1, 2, and 3. So tune into the energies, choose your pile. The timestamps are going to be in the description box below. And then you'll be able to just go down there, click on that link right beside the group you've chosen. And you might choose more than one of them. Whichever one or more are calling to you, click on those and there will be messages in there for you. They'll take you right to your reading. Great, let's get started. Okay, group number 1. If you chose group number 1, this is your reading, all right? So I'm going to just be asking a few questions. This is going to be really led by Spirit, okay? I do not have any questions set up. I'm just going to be following what Spirit is guiding me to do, which cards Spirit is guiding me to pick, all right? So I'm going to be shuffling right here. And let's go. So, Spirit, what messages do you have to help the viewer for group number 1 relieve any anxiety, stress, or challenges that they may be dealing with in their life? Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say. Confidence. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple more cards too, also. So that's a lion and its confidence. And actually, I'm just going to pull one more card. It's funny, I said a couple more cards. I said I was going to pull one more card and a few jumped out. So I'm going to actually take them. It's supposed to be a 3-card read, but when they fly out like that, usually there's a message in there for you. Okay, so I'm going to be putting these here. Hopefully you can see them all. You might not be able to, and I'm just keeping them in a line for that. Okay, so group number 1. First off, Spirit is saying that if you don't know what you want or why you want it, that in itself is causing you some stress and anxiety. So you may have ideas about what you want, or you might be like, I'm envisioning like a hamster on a wheel running. And you may be like, again, like an animal chasing a carrot, something like you're going after things, right? But it's like, are they really in line with your soul and with your purpose and what makes you feel good? I'm getting a lot of like chaotic and scattered energy only for the fact that you're not 100% clear in what you want or why you want it. You might know what you want, but then it's like, why do you want it? Is it really, really in alignment with your soul? Is it really what's going to make you happy? Spirit is saying, take a little bit of time, even if it feels like you don't have the time, like slow yourself down and be with the energies that are within you. Like allow yourself to be in your own energy, not fighting your energy, not trying to control your energy, not doing anything like that. Because what's happening is Spirit is guiding you and giving you messages for what would serve your greater and best good, like your higher purpose and the things that would be really fulfilling for you. But you're so focused on like completing the tasks or taking the next steps for something that you've been working on, that you're not hearing the things that are going to be bringing you true fulfillment. So Spirit is saying slow down and take that time to really look within yourself and just be with your own energy. Don't fight yourself, just like be with it. If you've got anxiety and you've got stress and whatnot, just sit and observe it and feel what it's like to feel all of the little body sensations. Don't try to change anything. Don't try to shift anything. Don't judge anything. Just allow yourself to be in that. And like that in itself is going to start to calm you down, calm down those nerves, calm down the things that are happening within you, and your mind's going to start to get clearer and your body's going to feel better, and all of these things are going to happen. Okay, so Spirit is also saying have confidence in yourself and in your dreams, and in the higher power, like the messages that you're receiving, the downloads, the intuitive hunches and nudges that you're getting. Have confidence that everything's going to be okay, because some of the leads and some of the guidance that you're going to be getting, you might not see immediately how it's going to fit into your situation, so you might be rejecting it. Spirit is saying, have confidence that what you're getting for yourself is actually meant for you. If you're not sure, ask for an obvious lead. Ask for something to be like so clear and so obvious that you can't mistake it. Because sometimes like we'll see something and we'll think it's a sign, and it might not actually be like what is for our highest and best good, because we're just like, we're just looking for a sign or any sign. So it's like really like follow the signs and the flow, but also when you're connecting with those signs and flow, test in with yourself and your intuitive judgment and knowing to see if that sign is right for you. Is this something that is pleasing to you or displeasing for you? And if it's something that's pleasing for you and it leads to an idea and a feeling that's pleasing for you, then that is a lead that you would want to follow. Okay? I hope you got all that. Yeah, so the next things are step out of your comfort zone, the North Node. Nothing's set in stone. Mutable moon, and it's in inverse. And take time to breathe out the disseminating moon, also in inverse, and a fiery climax approaches in inverse. So Spirit is saying that you tend to think about how all of these things are coming to a head, you know, like you have to take this, that, and all of these other things, and that you're always working on something. Essentially, it's like what would be uncomfortable for you would be actually slowing down and like trusting that everything's going to be great and that you can relax and that things aren't going to fall apart. The Spirit is saying that nothing is set in stone yet. What you're working on is not complete. The things that you might think will fall apart won't necessarily fall apart. It's like there is room for the universe to actually work with you as opposed to against you. So you've really got to trust that. And that you're not taking enough time for yourself to really be in that, the calm, like the serene nature space, like the, you know, to be with your own energy. Again, it's coming back, be with your own energy. You keep expecting that, you know, this is coming up and that's coming up and I've got to take care of all of these things. And if I don't, this fiery climax, you know, this big bang or all these things can happen. If I don't do this, this, and this, all of these things can happen. So you're like constantly thinking about what needs to be done. And Spirit is saying that, you know, you need to step back from that for a little bit and just be with your own energy. And Spirit is also saying to look back to other times in your past when you have been able to make adjustments and shifts in your energy. You have been able to take, like, you're going through some emotional stuff right now, like how you're feeling like energetically. And Spirit is saying that you've already in the past learned how to deal with this. You've learned how to overcome this. You're somebody who's been able to transmute this energy and shift it into better things before. So Spirit is saying to look into your past for the things that worked for you before and use those little pieces towards fulfilling on your fulfillment and abundance in your life, like moving forward. Like when you're in this quiet space and you take time to figure out what you want and why you want it, also look for what is it that I did before that worked for me? Because there were times in your life where you were really flying high and things were going good and you weren't fighting the flow. You weren't trying to control everything. You weren't having any anxiety or stress, but wonderful things were happening. So look to your past for what those things that you did worked for you. Find what some of those are. Again, go with the things that feel right for you at this time, because what worked one day might not work another day. You've got to go with the thing that feels right for you, and then use that tool to be able to bring yourself back to center and really focus confidently on the things that you truly want from your soul's calling moving forward. That is all I have for you, group number 1. I really hope you enjoyed your reading and that you have an amazingly wonderful day, and that this helped calm some of those nerves. That was a little bit of a pep talk from the universe. And I keep getting this, like, you can do it, kind of like ringing in my ears. So if you have any doubt about anything, just remember you can do it. If you liked this reading, please give it a thumbs up. Always helps. I don't know if that was up or down for the channel, so give it a thumbs up. And yeah, it helps the channel a lot. Anytime somebody makes a comment, anytime somebody gives it a like or shares it with somebody, it really helps the channel to grow and helps me to help other people. Okay, so that'd be great if you could do that. Yeah, and I hope to see you in another reading. Thanks. All right. If you chose group number 2, this is your reading. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling the cards at the same time. I'm following spirit 100%. So this reading is about like, it's a pep talk from the universe to help you relieve any anxiety or stress or worry, doubt, fear, anything that's like cluttering up your energy and emotional or physical body systems. You know, I'm hoping that we get the right answers for you, that I can channel them for you, and that you can feel a lot better and a lot more comfortable and confident moving forward and really like at peace. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say. So Spirit, what can group 2, oh wow, that didn't take long. They want to communicate already. So yes, there's a couple messages coming in to help you feel better. And so I'm going to pull these. I'm going to pull the cards, and then I'm going to read everything all at once. It's supposed to be a 3-card read. Sometimes Spirit will throw in like 1 or 2, periodically even 3 more cards, but I try to still keep it down to 3. Okay, so Spirit, what else would you like group number 2 to know, to have them be free of the worry and stress? Like, what kind of pep talk would you give them so they feel more comfortable in their lives? Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So I'm getting from this that you have had a lot of worries about time, money, freedom. Okay, maybe not time. Actually, that's not what I'm getting. So you have had worries about, yeah, you know what? It is time. It is time. It is time and freedom. And it's like the money to go along with it. It's like there are things that you want to do. You're being called to have more joy in life. Like you really are. You're wanting to like experience more things. You want to like go out. I'm getting travel for quite a few of you. Actually, it's not for everybody, but like travel's a big one. But family and friends and like the social, and also like the doodads and other things in your life. Like the things, I'm getting a lot of like luxurious things for a lot of people too. And then time and nature as well. So yeah, and quality time with like family and friends. So I'm getting there's a lot of things that you want to do. Oh, and even adventures and putting together like projects or like making things. Like you want to take time to do hobbies. There's a lot of things for hobbies. So again, this is a general reading. So what's going to be in this for you? It's going to be like the same message for you, but it's going to be relative to your situation than it would be for somebody else. So like kind of take what this is and you know, adapt it to your situation. Okay, so Spirit is saying that you can have money and freedom, and you can have all of the things that you're working on. But one of the things that's happening is that you're doubting that. Okay, the Spirit is saying you can't have it if you don't believe it. Period. It's like you need to be able to believe that it's possible for the energy to be able to align to make it possible. So the belief comes before the actual physical manifestation of it. And there's nothing wrong. Spirit is just saying for you to stop worrying about whether you have like, whether you feel you don't have enough time or you don't have enough energy. That's another thing that's coming in, is people might want to spend more money or do more things with their health, and they're recognizing that like they're not as invincible as they thought they were, kind of thing. So that's a message for some people in this reading, not everybody. But it's like Spirit is saying that for all of these things to come together and manifest, you just have to see that it's possible. Like, even if you don't even believe it all yet, you have to see that it's possible, because it starts with like seeing it, and then you can start to train yourself to believe it. And then when you believe it, it actually just becomes like the way that the law of attraction works and manifestation. It's like, you know, you just have to feel it as if it's like actually happening. And sometimes I know when you're in the midst of chaos and when things aren't working with your bank account, with your body, with your mind, with, you know, your relationships or your family or your, you know, your circumstances, like your career situation, when it feels like you couldn't even ever have all of these things come together and work together, that's when you've got to feel it the most. And it seems counterintuitive, because in that moment you're like, oh, well, how can I feel this? Because evidence out there is showing me all of this other stuff, you know. Well, that evidence is of all of the energies, like it was created from all of the energies you were putting out before, right? So if you can take ownership for the fact that you created everything around you, and some people, I can actually tell some people watching this video are going to be arguing with that. However, just be with me for this time while we go through this, okay? So if you can take ownership for creating things to be the way they are around you, you can actually take ownership in envisioning something better. Okay? And once you take ownership of envisioning something better and just like allowing yourself to be happy with what is, because you're like, oh wow, how cool is that? I just manifested all of that stuff, whether it's good or bad or whatever. It's like you manifested it. Amazing. You are a master manifester. Now you're going to get even better, because now you can acknowledge that you created this environment and all of these circumstances in your life and around you, and be like, I did that without even being really aware of what I was doing. Well, now that I'm aware of what I'm doing, what can I create? And just have fun with it, instead of thinking that you have to create it this way and you'll never be happy or feel good until you have all of these things. Come from the fact that it's like, wow, won't that be so cool? Like, imagine if I could create that. What if this would happen? What if that would happen? Because there's no attachment in your body to like, hey, what if that would happen? You know, because it's it's just like when you're just asking what if, it's like you're not saying that it has to be like that. Therefore, you're not trying to like force things. There's no resistance. You can just like create like more and more visuals and feelings of what things would be like if they all aligned and felt good. And then over time, you'll just have this picture start to come together. Okay, so just allow yourself to believe it's possible. Okay, so the next thing Spirit is saying, you've got truth to the right and you've got alliance to the left. Okay, great. So Spirit is also saying that some of the alliances and the friendships and the partnerships, and it could be like business or family or friends, you know, it could be just like acquaintances or like anybody that you know. Some of these relationships were not working, and stopped looking at the past for what wasn't working. Like, you can acknowledge what wasn't working, but it's like the truth is you are the one in control of all of this. So stop blaming anybody from the past, even if you feel that they did you wrong, because there's no point in blaming anybody. I mean, I get that sometimes it feels a little bit better to do that, because like, yes, some people have done things that are not very good, or, you know, and sometimes you might have been at the impact of that. But like, moving forward energetically, you don't want to do that, because it's like, it's just cluttering up your space, and that's what causes you to not have everything in alignment for your money and freedom and your time and your well-being and all of that, right? So the truth really is, they want you to focus more on the truth moving into the future and creating what you want, instead of looking into the past for what didn't work. Okay? That's a very, very clear message. And also, they want you to trust that you have everything. Like, you are a very magical person, and as long as you're standing in your own internal, like, your own divine truth and power, it's like you can create anything, like, with ease. With ease. Like, things can manifest really, really quickly, and your life can shift in a positive way in, like, the blink of an eye. It really can. And you probably wouldn't even be expecting it. But when you align your energy in that way, it's just like, wow, that's amazing. And it comes across and seems like a miracle, except for the thing is, that's the natural order of the universe. It's natural law. And all you have to do is align with your inner knowing in yourself, and have these belief, like have the faith that it's all possible. Spirit is also saying that you are an angelic child. Spirit's saying, like, tune into your angels and spirit guides more. Tune into getting the answers and asking for what you need from the universe. Because the communication isn't just like you going out. It's like start to really like allow yourself to see the signs and interpret the signs, and go with the things that feel right for you. Start playing with the energy and knowing how much power you have within you. And instead of you just like communicating out with what you want or getting upset, like, start to communicate with the universe and have this like, all right, this is something, like, you can ask, like, hey, I would like to have more belief. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story. One time I I really did not believe in God or any higher power or anything. Like, I kind of had maybe an idea that there might be something. And I said, okay, well, you know what? I would really like to see a sign. In fact, I would like to see a spade. Yeah, like, if there is a God, I would love to see a spade. And I had just washed the floors inside the house, and I was sitting in the sunroom. And so I turned around and I went back into the house, and there was a card on the floor, but it was actually a card that was cut in half, and it was a Queen of Spades. And nobody else was home, and I was just like, wow, this is absolutely amazing. It was wild. I ended up taking that and I stuck it on my wall, like with a thumbtack, because if it had have been a regular card, right, that was not cut in half, I might have just rationally thought to myself, oh, well, maybe somehow like the kid, like one of the cats pulled it out or whatever. And I don't know how they would have pulled it out, or because we have everything inside buckets. But the fact that it was like a single card that was cut in half, and that was very strange. And so I just thought that was really cool. And then since that time, I started like asking questions and playing with the universe. And sure enough, when I ask for things, things show up. So what you have faith in will start to show up. And before that even happened, I had faith that something might be possible. That was the thing. It's like I believed that, like, I mean, I was not really a believer, but it's like there were some things that were happening, and so I was like, I'm going to ask. But it's like what you believe is going to start to manifest. So for me, I was believing there was something, but I didn't know what. So then I asked that question, and that's what showed up. So I'm just sharing that. Like since then I could literally ask for pretty much anything, and it shows up. Yeah, which is really cool. So Spirit is just guiding you to remind you to believe it's possible, because what you're looking for when you ask for it, and you ask for signs, they're going to give you signs. And it's just for you to see what signs are meant for you, and then to follow it. And if you see signs and you're not sure, ask for like definite signs, and always ask for things to be in a perfect and divine, graceful way. Okay, because again, things come to you by the law of attraction. It works through path of least resistance. And sometimes things can happen, and sometimes they can be attached with things that are not pleasant for you. So when you're asking for signs and you're asking for things, be sure to ask for things to come to you in a perfect way, right? With ease and grace, like divine, all right? Because that way you know that when things do come to you, they're going to be like really they're not going to cause any other issues at the time. They're going to just come across and be like, wow, this is amazing. All right. So I hope that helped you a little bit today. Group number 2. I hope it was valuable for you. If it was, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Every single time somebody makes a comment or gives it a like, it really makes a huge difference. So I really appreciate it. All right, hope to see you in another reading. Thank you. Bye. All right, if you chose group number 3, pile number 3, this is your reading. And I am actually not asking any specific questions. Okay, so I'm going to be guided by Spirit to do this. This is to help you to relieve any anxiety or stress or any negative feelings or emotions that you're experiencing, even physical or body pain. Like all of these things are all connected to energy. And yeah, I'm just being led by what cards I'm being called to pull. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling the cards at the same time. All right, so group number 3. Spirit, what messages, what pep talk would you like to give for group number 3 to help them ease any anxiety, stress, or things that they're dealing with at this time? Okay. And I'm going to pull one more. Any other messages for group number 3? Help them with any of the stress or anxiety, things that they're dealing with. Okay. Whoa. Sorry, that's a bit too many, Spirit. Let's try that again. Just looking for 1. 2 at most. Okay. All right, they don't want to communicate through that deck, apparently. Okay. All right, so you definitely have some things going on, and I can understand why you're stressed, okay? All right, so the law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. Spirit is asking you to really pay attention where your thoughts are going at this time, okay? So are you focusing on the problem? Are you focusing on how things could potentially get worse, or the worst possible scenario? Spirit is saying you really need to, if you would like to shift things, focus on what is possible for the positive things. Like write a list of positive aspects, do things that, ask for, this came up in group number 2, so I'm just going to share this. But it was ask for things to be divinely for the betterment. You've had some concerns about you and your loved ones and the health and well-being of the people in your life, okay? And you may have actually had, I see somebody with a casket here too, so you may have actually had somebody either recently pass away or somebody is like possibly close to passing away. And you might be thinking about the worst possible outcome or all of the things that you have to deal with because of somebody's mental, physical illness, or the challenges that comes with it. I'm also getting that there's a big concern about finances as well, right? Spirit is wanting you to really focus on the positive aspects of things and look at the solutions instead of problems, because Spirit is saying that you've been paying a lot of attention to the problems, or you've been seeing what could go wrong, and your energy has not actually been focused on like the positive aspects of things or the things that feel good to you. So because it's almost like you've been in this downward spiral of emotions. And so Spirit is saying for you to really for you to have yourself and your loved ones safe, you've got to actually have some belief that you and your loved ones are safe. You have to have some trust and some so here's the thing. When you believe that everybody's safe, you act and think differently, right? Which actually helps to move the energy into a more positive vibration and alignment. When you're thinking that things are not going to go well and things are devastating or terrible, or you're worried, you're afraid, I'm getting from this reading that some of you guys are actually afraid of some of the things that are happening. And I'm getting there's a lot of fear and concern around money and around there's a lot to do with illness. There's a lot to do with wanting to, there's worry, there's concern. It's you want to make sure everybody's taken care of, and you don't know how one thing is going to impact another. And maybe it's you have to manage a family, or you've got to manage your school or career, or their business. There are things that are happening, and it's all of these moving parts. And at the base of it, it's somebody's health and well-being. Okay. And if this pile does not resonate with you, then you would definitely want to choose another pile. But if it's if this resonates with you and you know it's for you, then stick around, because I'm going to just channel exactly what Spirit is telling you, telling me to tell you. So Spirit is saying to focus on the good things. You cannot, I'm going to quote Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks here, but you cannot get sick enough to help a sick person get well. You cannot get poor enough to help a poor person become financially successful. Okay? So don't allow yourself to get sucked into any of this energy. And if it is actually you who's dealing with the physical illness and things, or the mental illness, or the whatever it is you're worried about, it's look at these, be with whatever blessings are coming with this. Every adversity comes with a seed of opportunity. And when you cannot see the good things from it, you just get stuck in the spiral of negativity, which actually fuels the fire and adds more and more negativity. So so you really need to be looking at the solutions. And before you even actually believe things are possible, you need to believe that they could be possible. So it's if you don't see a possible solution, or you don't see how things could even go better or go great, it's just allow yourself to be willing to want to see it. I'm willing to believe it's possible. And if that's too hard for you to think of, I'm willing to be willing to believe it's possible. Because sometimes we get ourselves in such a negative flow, in our mindset, that it's all of these affirmations and these things are great for some people, but it's they don't resonate with you, because it's so hard for you to get out of that mindset because you've been in there for so long. Okay, so it's you've got to shift that mindset. And I'm getting another message here, so you bear with me. So the negativity is fueling it's fueling a lot of relationships to not be as pleasing, and to to turn around. I'm envisioning somebody who's walking into a room, and it's they go to speak and other people turn around and either don't listen or they walk away. So it's because the energy is just so not what other people are on the same vibration of, it's it feels somebody is like almost alone or abandoned or anything like that. Again, this is a general reading. It's not for everybody, but it's like how your thoughts, or somebody who's very close to you, their thoughts are quite negative. And so instead of allowing the relationships to like break apart because of one person being in a higher vibration than the other, and that's really all it is like you're like one person's thinking is like down here, like vibrating very low, and somebody else's is up here. So therefore they can't actually connect. Even if they can be in the physical same space, they're not really understanding each other, not really relating to each other. Like there's a disconnect in relationships. So Spirit is saying not to allow any disharmony in relationships to get in the way of the things that you're working on. So it's like, if you're looking at like, how do I solve this problem with this person because I'm so stressed out about it? It's really like, how do I just allow myself to be good and okay with what is here right now? You know, how do I make peace with the things that I'm dealing with right now? Because Spirit is saying when you can make peace with what's happening, it's going to unblock, like it's going to start to shift that flow, because you've got a lot of like negative flowing vibration. It's going to shift that flow to something like, first it's going to slow down the stream so it's not all going negative. You're going to start to be like, okay, great, I'm okay with what is, you know, I've accepted all of these things, and I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to fight myself. I'm not going to fight the fact that this relationship isn't the greatest right now. I'm not going to fight how I feel about things. I'm just going to allow myself to be in my energy. Abraham Hicks also recommends taking naps, okay? Like going to sleep, meditating, resetting your mind. Because sometimes you can get in such like a space where it's just like, and then you wake up and you're like still there sometimes. But if you can like, when you, upon awakening, start to like feel what is good in the moment, whether even if it's just like, wow, this blanket is warm, or it's nice to have a roof over my head, or, you know, at least I can see the sky, like anything at all that can be something that's like a positive feeling, it's going to start to shift these things around. Okay. So you and your loved ones, Spirit is not necessarily saying that everybody's safe right now, but it's saying that you have a lot more, energetic impact on the situation than you're probably realizing, and that they're trying to tell you that in a positive way, like not to get stuck on the things that could be going wrong, but it's like really like allow yourself to be with your energy and allow other people to be in their energy. It's like this generosity. They want you to be generous and loving with yourself and others exactly where you are. Okay, because what other people need is they need that space and that healing and that acceptance. And you need that space and healing and that acceptance. And so if you, like, you can't expect other people to necessarily shift or change. Like you can't. You've got to actually allow yourself to like be with what is. And then through that being, it provides space and opportunity for other people to just be. And then they can heal and you can heal. Okay, so yeah, you've got some really, really good things that are going to be coming to you, but you have to see them first for them to come in. Okay, I'm going to pull one more card for you, just because this was a really intense reading, and I think that I would like to pull one. Okay, Spirit, what kind of like optimism, like what kind of thing does pile number 3 or group number 3 have to look forward to? All right, what does group number 3 have to look forward to? All right, nurture. So you have nurture. It is in reverse, so it's like it's letting you know. It's again a card of taking that time to like nurture yourself and nurture your feelings and the people around you and who you are. The message I'm getting for you is really allow Spirit to nurture you, okay? Because you've been neglecting being with your inner guidance system, and so they want you to nurture that. And I'm going to read this to you. So, how you nurture others is a reflection of how you wish to nurture yourself. Wow, didn't I say something about you needing to like actually like allow yourself to be with yourself and give yourself healing and all of that, and it allows other people to. So give yourself that healing and that nurturing. Much like chickens, the peahen is the peahen. Wow, it's a peahen. I didn't know that. So much like chickens, the peahen is consistently recognized throughout history as a symbol of motherhood, fertility, harmony, and nourishment. She reminds us to tap into our nurturing spirit and to take the time for self-nurturing, self-care, rest, and recovery if we've been spreading ourselves too thin. Yeah, I had that feeling inside this reading that you were spreading yourself too thin. The peahen also celebrates the joy that we experience when we love, care for, and appreciate others. Nurturing our loved ones isn't about gifts or material objects. It's about giving parts of yourself by offering your time, support, and compassion, and creating an environment that is welcoming, safe, and protected from negativity. Exactly. I'm getting from this that naturally you are somebody who cares so much about people, okay? So much that that it's like when you don't, like when things start to shift and you feel like you can't help everybody, it really takes a toll on you. And I think that, yeah, you really do need some self-care so you can really be that support for others too. So peahens are sociable birds that live together in flocks. They create a hierarchy or pecking order within their communities so that they function effectively. The peahen asks you to make peace with your role within the hierarchy of your family, social, work community, and contribute with intention to support the group as a whole. Resisting what is innately your birthright only creates separation from your truth and your tribe. This so resonates with the rest of your reading. The peahen teaches us that the people we have been spiritually assigned to in this lifetime may be asking us to serve, and this includes your own self. To be of service, truly, we must prioritize nurturing ourselves and others in mind, body, and spirit. There can be no reward as great as bringing unconditional love, support, and peace to those we love. This, in turn, mirrors back into our own lives, allowing us to rise into our power and become a stronger and more prominent figure amongst our community. That just summed up your reading like perfectly. It was really, really good. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, group number 3. You do have amazing qualities, amazing things, and again, you've got to allow your own love light to shine. And you know, you are amazing. Like, the people in your life are very, very blessed to have you. And you need to recognize how blessed you are to have them and to have yourself as well. So thank you. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a like. It helps the channel. It helps me a lot. Give it a comment and let me know if it did resonate with you, and if so, what did. And also let me know what other readings you would like to see, because again, I'm like still new to this channel and I would love some feedback from people so I can know what they want to hear. Okay? That's it, and have a great day. I hope to see you in another reading. Thanks.